Hello, it is Monday, August the 3rd. It is about 7 o'clock p.m. This is meteorologist Shay Gibson with Leading Edge Weather, giving you a preliminary forecast for the Savannah Cup race happening this Friday, starting at 4 o'clock p.m. at the Charleston Yacht Club. And I've got the Cora website here behind me, so let me get myself down here in the corner out of the way. And you can see the website here. Now, these forecasts that I'll do this week will be in the skipper's info under offshore wind and weather. You can always go here to take a look at the latest. Now, what's there now is nothing because I haven't put a new forecast in. So I'll be changing that once I upload this video and put it in. You'll be able to see it there. Let's take a look at the courses. We have a long course and a short course, just in case things get a little bit hairy for a short course. But this one looks like it's pretty straightforward on the forecast. So I'm thinking the long course for right now, just because of the way that the wind pattern is. It may be a long trek because we're going to have southerly winds. But the long course takes you from the CYC all the way down to RW Lighted T, which is just off the Savannah coast, just off of Tybee. Let's take a look at the surface map to see what's going to be kind of going on at this time. Now, we are still about 4 or 5 days out, so things can change between now and then. But we do think that that high pressure over the Great Lakes will force a cold front down into the southeast United States. This could get a little bit tricky for our area, but I do think Atlantic high pressure will prevail to keep that front just inland. Sometimes these fronts will dive down in the southeast, and this is where they come to sort of fizzle out or die. And so I think that that's what's going to happen. I think this front's going to stall. We may see it stretch over the coast to the north. This is Friday, so we get into Friday morning. This is as we get into Saturday morning, where the front just nudges off, just near the coast or just off the coast, right around the South Santee River and up across the Outer Banks of North Carolina. It just depends on how strong this high pressure is to the north to drive it down, and how strong the Atlantic high pressure is opposing it to the south keeps that front in check inland. So the current forecasts keep the winds from the south for the most part. Some variations in south and southeast, but I think the closer the boundary is, the more southeast we see the winds go. But we are looking at light to modest values, so at least there should be enough power to put under sail for most of these time frames from Friday night all the way to Saturday. Let's look at the GFS. And I don't want to go out too far. That's way too far out. We will go to Thursday. Now let's take a look and see what's going on here as we get into Thursday and then into Friday morning. And we have the Atlantic high pressure that I was talking about. So we have clockwise motion around the high. We have the southerly winds coming up the coast. We have southwest winds early. And then we just have mild, I would say mild to modest sea breezing through the day. So this is in the afternoon where we have these wind barbs are only showing about 5 to 10 knots. And I think that that's going to be true. We have a kind of the front, or actually from this angle, the front coming towards the coast and high pressure nudging in. It's not that strong of a setup for this time like we just saw the other day with this really strong or moderate sea breezes. But what it is you just have a front sitting inland. You have some troughing, a little bit of clouding. So we have to factor in a few showers and storms here as well, unless the front gets held inland, and most of that moisture resides inland. So as we go into time, we'll know more about the storm or the rain situation, and I'll be in touch with the National Weather Service to talk to them about it as well. But just understand that this is going to be a very mild to modest southerly pattern that we're seeing right now as far as the weekend goes. We go to sail flow, take a quick look. We can even look at one of the buoys. The winds right now are from Tropical Storm Isaias, so don't bother with that. But I'm just going to pick capers near shore. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go a little further out because on the southerly winds, I'm pretty sure some of you may get a little further out to chase the wind a little further out off the coastline. If we go into Friday, we see that the winds generally through the afternoon, by the time we start, we have about 10, 11 knots. We may bump that up. There may be a little bit of nocturnal jetting simply because there is a front sitting inland. So we may get a few extra knots to push low to mid-teens tops. I think that's where we're going to cap it at overnight Friday and into Saturday morning, where the winds get a little bit more southwesterly. They align a little bit more southwest just before sunrise during that nocturnal jetting. As we go through the day, Saturday, we see, again, southerly winds, so there's going to be some variations. There's going to be some changes between southwest or south and even southeast as we get into Sunday. For those of you that want to wait and come back, it just depends on timing of the front and whether or not it actually crosses the coast. There may be a period of time on Friday night or Saturday where that front does try to clear the coast, but then backs inland again as a warm front. So we'll have to wait and see, but that's it for right now. As far as the swell heights go, the further out you go, the bigger the swell. So we're looking at about 3 feet at about a period of 8 to 10 seconds. That far offshore, it's about 50 miles out. I wouldn't recommend going that far out, but you know, if we're going to be sticking in a little bit closer, we're looking more about 2 feet. And if we look at the NWPS from the Weather Service, well, don't worry about that. We're going to go out to the 7th, August the 7th. And you can see here that they have this product aligned for hurricanes or tropical systems because it goes all the way up to 32 feet. Well, we're not going to worry about that, but from what I gathered, from what I'm seeing in the WaveWatch 3 models and the GFS, it looks like we're going to be seeing about 2 feet with out to about 5 to 10 nautical miles, about 1.5 to 2 feet closer into shore at about 8 to 10 seconds for the period. Also, at that time, we're going to have an outgoing tide at the time of the start of the race, so that'll help get everyone out of the harbor quicker. Now, if we look at the course race, here we have G15 right about here, and see we'd be turning starboard and then heading all the way down the coastline. Whoops, I can't do it without moving it. You can go all the way down. Now, those of you who go out and in, you know, with the south wind, of course, you can't do the rum line, but you'll have to tack out, tack in. Long ones, I would say, are going to be the best bet. Further offshore, I think there'll be a little bit more wind out there, but there again, you still have some swell, 3 feet at about 8 to 10 seconds. It could get a little rough at times, so just consider that. We go all the way down to the RWT, just off of Tybee Island near the Savannah River. That's where it ends up for the long course. So we'll talk more in the week. I think things look okay for the sail. It's, you know, it's always going against the wind, an opposing wind down to your target, but at least the ride back should be pretty relaxing. But until I'll come up with the next forecast, probably will be Wednesday night. I may do an update tomorrow night. I'm looking at Wednesday night for the next for the real forecast, the first forecast for the event, and then I'll see everyone at Skipper's meeting Thursday, and then I'll do one more Friday before the race starts. Until next time, everyone take care, and I'll see you soon.